Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning, 1 a.m. in London, 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. They're having breakfast already. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live, a show where we get together each week, all of us together, and we get you involved into the show. We're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate. And for those of you who are new, we're always grateful that you're with us and have been with us all this time. For the new people, or who may be new, or maybe you've been here a couple of weeks, we want to remind you that you can get involved in the show too. We want to rope you all in, and you can do that by talking back live to us. By using your fingers, let them walk on the keyboards. Type out whatever you want to say, and I'll see you right there on the big screen. And we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas and of opinions. Now, you may be able to do whatever you want to do, is talk about anything you want to talk about in this particular show. If you have a particular topic that you want to talk about, we'd be glad to oblige you. That puts an input to the show. And if not, you could sit back and relax like a lot of people do. They maybe want to just sit back and not get involved in conversation, but we would like to greet all of you as we come on live each week. And we come on 3 different places. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So whatever your choice is, that's where we are. And we're all around the world globally. You don't have to worry about it. No matter where you go, where you are, you could be in the middle of the desert. And providing there's Wi-Fi in the area, you could pick us up there. But we're glad to have you aboard with us. And for those of you who are brand new, you could take... And if you're watching Facebook too, I must say that too. If you're watching Facebook, take the time right now to tag some of your friends, if not all, but as many as you want and as many as you can, because when you tag them, they'll see that notification. That notification will pop up and it brings them right directly to where we are right now. They'll see you out here because they'll know that information is coming from you. They'll see me and others who are out here as well, and they can talk and get involved in the show as well. Okay, and that's all you have to do, just tag them. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you to click onto our YouTube channel, right? Once you get to the YouTube channel, take the time, and you can do it right now. Subscribe. Just move your mouse where that arrow is and point it right to where it says subscribe and click onto it, and that's all it takes. No, there's no money involved, and there's not going to be any money falling out of the slots into the trays or anything like that. Nothing to do with that. You don't even need a note or anything. It's right there, because once you click on, it makes you a member, and not only does it make you a member, every time we come on live and you happen to forget about the show, but you're online anyway, you get an instant notification to let you know, and you don't have to miss the show. All you have to do is click onto that notification, and it brings you right to the channel, and you could watch the show. And even if we post so much as a video, you'll get notification too. That's the benefit of clicking on and subscribing to my YouTube channel. So that's all it takes. And we would hope that you are able to do that. And if you haven't done it thus far, please do it right now. It's very simple. For those of you who are watching us on Instagram, we want to say hello to you. And again, we didn't have any problems with Instagram for 2 weeks. So that's great. Keep our fingers crossed that it'll stay that way. You don't have to do anything. The only thing that you have to do is just keep the word going. Tell your family, your friends, relatives about the show, get them involved in it. And if they like what they see, they like what they hear, maybe they'll come back again and again, and they'll be just like you. They'll join us and have a good time. In conjunction with what we do here, interact with you. Of course, you're the main part of the show. We also do a regular routine as well. We've got sports coming up within this particular half hour. Now, I mentioned last week, and so did Brian. Brian usually does the sports live here, right? Directly from Charlotte, North Carolina. I got a call earlier, just before I got on the air, saying that he wants to come on and do it from his location, wherever he is right now. I'm going to let him tell you where his location is. I'm not going to give that away, but he's going to be here. he's going to click on, he's going to be here, and hopefully, you know, wherever he is, the Wi-Fi is strong enough to get him out here. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. And if something happens along the way where he can't be here, well, we've got it all covered anyway. But we always look forward. It's better that he's here. We look forward to him. Anyway, when he comes in, if he comes in, he's going to be doing the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And when he comes in, if you have any sports-related questions, any of that sort, all you have to do is ask him. He'll be here live. You'll see him right on screen. For those of you who are watching us on Instagram, that's not the case because we don't have that luxury of having his video on Instagram, but hopefully somewhere in the future, maybe that'll happen. But for the people who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, you'll see him then. It'll be fun to see him then. And again, if you have any sports related questions, he'll be here to answer those for you. And again, no matter where you are around the world or across the country, we're right there. We're global. And it's always good to see you. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any social media outlet or broadcast publication. So glad to have you along with us. We've got a lot to talk about today in conjunction with what I just told you. We're going to be talking about all of those things. And of course, we want to give you a few reminders about a lot of things that go on. Do you know right now we're in the midst of another celebration here that we like to make sure that we get it all in. We're in the midst of American Indian Heritage Month. It started yesterday. Here we are, Nov the 2nd. That's where we are right now. It started yesterday at the top of the month. And that's what we're into all month long. We're celebrating American Indian Heritage Month. So there we go. We try to celebrate as many things as possible when we get the information and we just bring it out to you. So that's what we're celebrating this month. And of course, you already know that you have the chance to visit a lot of the museums and the history and check out things. All you have to do is a matter of Googling things. Technology is so great that all you have to do is sit back in the comfort of your own home or wherever you are, because now, you don't have to be confined to a computer. You can take your computer with you. They have laptops. People have laptops and they take everything with them. So, everything is right in your pocket. Anyway, Google American Indian Heritage Month and read more about it. And maybe there are celebrations in your area where there may be museums or history-making events that take place. And it's all happened. So we'll be talking about that all month long. The other thing that we want to tell you about this coming weekend, starting Saturday night, Sunday morning. Well, they usually say Sunday morning at 2 a.m. We are going to set the clocks back an hour. It's the end of Eastern Daylight Time. So we're going to set the clocks back an hour. Now, we talked about that a lot of times before. Remember, we talked about a couple of weeks ago that we didn't know whether or not that was going to be the case. I had to research to find out for sure, because I remember earlier we were told that they weren't going to even touch the clocks. But I guess that didn't work out, or however they changed their mind, or why they changed their mind about it. In a way, it's kind of good. In a way, it would have been good too, even if they didn't, because you get that much daylight time at the end of the day, around 4 or 5 o'clock, when people make their commutes home. They still want a little daylight. That's the way it goes. But nevertheless, they're not going to do that. So we're going to set our clocks back 1 hour. And so wherever you are around in your time zone, around the country, set your clock back 1 hour. Now, in certain places, they don't even set their clocks back at all. And I know for a fact in Tokyo, they don't do that at all. In Japan, they don't set their clocks at all. So it stays that way. But again, set your clocks back 1 hour. That's 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And if you're anything like me, I usually set my clocks back like in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, somewhere around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I don't have to forget it. So I can forget it. I can set it, as I say, set it and forget it, right? Don't have to worry about it. So that's what I do. And so you might want to do that. But we just keep reminding you about that, and we're going to just make a slight mention about it before we go off the air too, because we don't want you to get be off by 1 hour. As a matter of fact, you know something, you're going to be losing an hour's sleep. I'm sorry to say that, but that's what's going to happen. That they're taking back one is a no. You're going to, are you going to, let me see. We pull back an hour. We pull back an hour. So I think you gain an hour's sleep, right? Is that the way it goes? Let me see. Here it is. We pull back 1 hour. Yeah, we take an hour away. You take an hour away. So I forgot how that works, but I think move up. No, you gain an hour's sleep. That's what it is. Yeah, you do gain an hour's sleep. So that's my gift to you, you know, and you remember these phrases when you set your clock. It's always fall back, spring up. When springtime comes around, you move it up. When the fall comes around, you fall back. That's a simple way to remember it. But you get that extra hour of sleep, that extra hour of partying or whatever you do for the weekend. And we've got that going for you. Later on in the program as well, what we're going to do, we're going to give you this day in history. We got that coming up too. That's coming up, and we're going to be talking about that. What happened on this day in history, Nov the 2nd. We're going to go way back as far as we can to find out what happened on this day in history. And before the show is over, we are going to also give you the information about those movies that we always talk about direct from Turner Classic Movies, those classic movies. Well, I have a pick each week, my picks of the week that I convey to you each week. And because a lot of you do a lot of things on the weekends, and some people like to catch up on old movies and they sit back and relax, have some snacks and popcorn or whatever it is, and just watch great movies. So I am going to add my picks of the week to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend. All of that is coming up right here on Talkback Live. And you're just joining us this very moment. You're just joining us. We want to welcome you all to the show. And again, keep telling your friends about it. And again, for you guys who are watching us on Facebook, tag as many friends as possible and let them know that we're on the air and we're ready to mingle. You know, we're all mingling together each week. That's what this show is all about. And again, whatever you want to talk about, just type it right in there. And I will definitely see you. And of course, we have a little chime there for you. I will definitely see you. And once that happens, these chimes, where these chimes are coming from? Wow, geez. Anyway, we would definitely acknowledge you whenever you type whatever you want to type in. That would be great. Okay, now let's get to this too. I went to my doctor's office yesterday, and the first thing he asked me, he said, "Did you get your shots yet?" And I said, "Well, doc, it's great to see you too." But no, seriously, I went to the doctor. We all should do my routine checkup. Doing good. And he asked me if I got my shots. And I said, yes, I did. I got my COVID shot and I got my flu shot. So what I'm going to do is have you do the same thing. Go to your favorite pharmacist. I'll get it right one of these days. And ask them, you know, that for a flu shot. It's a good time to take it. This is the best time to take it because the weather's getting chilly. I know here in New York, the weather's getting a little chilly now. And so, you know, before you know it, it'll be really cold. And you want to make sure you protect it. You can go to your pharmacist. In some cases, you have to make an appointment. Depending on where you are, you may have to make the appointment. And then again, maybe not. Whatever it is, just go right there. And if you have to make the appointment, go there and keep it. You know, it's very important to get these shots. You know, I'd say, you know, you don't want to linger around and wait till you get sick. You want to make sure you take care of everything now. Also, you have another vaccine, the vaccination called the COVID. Now, this is the new up-to-date COVID for this year. And it's available now. Both are available. And the good thing about it is that you can take both shots at the same time. It's true. You could take both shots at the same time. And but that's your particular choice if you want to do that. If not, you could wait and take one shot at one time and then wait maybe for a week or two and take the other shot. But it's safe to take both shots, they tell me. So that's your own discretion. But it's important to get it. That's the most important thing, to get it. And those of you who have been on the fence about the COVID shots, well, maybe this is a good time for you to think about taking it because this is a better time now. People are still wearing their mask. I know that even on mass transit, although it's not mandatory to do so, but people want to do it and they want to be safe about it because it's still going around. I think this is a never ending battle right here. And I think maybe, who knows, down the line, we may be able to have to take the shots annually, just like we do with the flu. So get those, they're very important, and keep your family safe, keep yourself safe, and just take them. It's very important to me that you're healthy, as it should be to you. Well, we're going to go now. He's here. He's here. I'm not going to tell you where he's coming from. I'm going to, as I said earlier, I'm going to let him tell you about that. He said last week that he wasn't going to be here, but I got the call earlier. So we're going to go right ahead. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And Brian, I know you said you weren't going to be here last week. You called and you said, I think I'm going to make it. I don't know why you would do it. And I'll tell the people why I said that in a minute. But where are you right now?
So somewhere between just past St. Martin's, in the island of St. Martin. Yeah, in the middle of the ocean.
You're on a cruise.
I'm on a cruise.
Oh, God.
Cruising, yeah.
Right.
Cruising. Am I coming out clear?
You're coming out clear. It's good. You know, that's the good thing about Wi-Fi. You can go anywhere. I was just telling the folks earlier, no matter where you go around the world, you can catch us, providing there's some places, if you're in a hot spot and you have good Wi-Fi, you can do it. And there he is, just to prove it. Now, you know, if it were me, I'd be enjoying the cruise. I wouldn't be here.
Oh, who said I'm not enjoying the cruise?
So
24/7.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God. So where have you stopped off already?
We just left St. Martin's.
Oh.
Yesterday we was in St. Thomas. And on Monday we was at the Bahamas, Coco Cay. There's a private beach area where owned by Royal Caribbean. And so that's where we was at. So for the next couple of days, today is Thursday, so Friday and Saturday we'll be at sea all day. You'll probably catch me at the trivia part of a bar where I'll be trying to compete in different aspects of certain categories. As you know, they don't have the Motown trivia, but there's sports, there's everything, anything that they have with trivia. Tonight, I missed the Michael Jackson songs. Who can name the songs of Michael Jackson? And wasn't up to it and everything, you know. However, me and my wife won that category a couple of years back. We won as a team, and we won a little plastic trophy. So tomorrow, I'm going to be in the table tennis contest. Back in the day, I was really good with my skills and everything, doing all of this and slamming them down. Yeah, so I'll be doing that and get a little sun in the sauna, going to the pool, and just relax and try to eat up everything
that musical trivia game. I remember doing one of those. You remember? And I won me a little medal.
Yeah.
Won a little medal. I should have relinquished that medal because I answered too many questions.
I know.
All right, I should have relinquished that. I don't think it was fair that I even participated in that. Because there was this one lady who didn't know me. She came up to me. She says, "Are you a disc jockey or something?" And I didn't want to answer, say yeah, but but you said it. You said, yeah, he's a disc jockey.
I remember.
That's what I was afraid, because if I had answered yes, which you already did, they probably would have thrown me off the ship.
No. This is all in fun. We all, karaoke. Did a little we did something last night called Name That Dance. So we got up, we did by was it Village People, YMCA.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's fun. Going on the cruise is fun, you
Yeah.
know, and I urge everybody, you know, enjoy life. Tomorrow's not promised.
Absolutely not.
Tomorrow's but I'm in the gym every morning at 7 o'clock. I'm in the gym doing my exercise because when you're surrounded by a lot of food,
Yeah.
you know, you want to maintain and not to be overweight and overdo it as well.
Yeah.
So I had I had pina coladas and no alcohol, and so it was nice. Today we was in St. Martin. We saw the airplanes land. You know, as you see them coming from a distance.
Mhm.
You know, you could take it and you see them landing right onto the runway, and beautiful sight.
What do you
Beautiful sight.
while you're cruising across sea? Do you see the dolphins? You know, go up and down. You see any of that?
You Sometimes you see dolphins, sometimes you see whales. I want the only time many years ago I did see dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
They're very visible. They just jump up. You
Yeah.
know, the whale. Sometimes you see the whales, but you
Yeah.
know, I I try not to get too close to the edge.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall over.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you're gonna go on deck, the safe place to be on deck is they have benches there. You could sit there instead of standing or against the rail. You know.
What a that is a breeze. Yes, when you on the benches and man, you had a great scenery. I didn't bring my camera this time. I want to just enjoy my wife, just enjoy. No pictures. I take my camera everywhere. The only kind of camera I had was my phone camera.
Yeah.
But other than that,
That's
I left it home.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying yourself, and I'm glad that you're here at the same time. You know, so you can kill two birds with one stone.
Well, my wife permission to come on tonight. So when you see her, thank her and everything. So I was able to come on, and we wanted to rest tonight. We wanted to stay in.
Yeah.
Maybe I might have her to convince me to. So maybe I could come on tomorrow morning, but I'll speak to you about that later.
All right. Okay.
All right, but good evening, everyone, wherever you are globally or around the world. It is 77 degrees out here, just past St. Martin. We just left St. Martin, so it's a nice, comfortable breeze out here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We was able to go on the Dutch side and on the French side. So much history, we can't get into that now. But congratulations to the Texas Rangers, who are now the new World Series champions. Bruce Bochy won his fourth championship as a manager. He's in company with famous managers like Casey Stengel and a couple of others, Tony La Russa. He was just a year ago. He was sitting at home on his couch until he got a call. He was asked if he can come and manage this here team. So in 1 year's time, this season, his team lost 8 in a row. Was in a bad losing streak, but for some reason they came back. They got hot in the middle of the summer into August and into September. Came back and won 90 games, and they are now world championships. That's their first franchise world championship. Congratulations to them. Yes. Sad news in the world of sports. Got two sad news reports. Former Indiana University coach Bobby Knight passed away at 83. Yes, we get the news even out here in the middle of the Atlantic. Passed away. His health was declining in recent years. Bobby Knight is known as a very complicated man, but very smart when it comes to coaching. And not only in coaching in college basketball as well, but also in other sports. But he did have a temper. He did. He mixed it up with his players, but he was one of the greatest coaches of all time. He passed away He's number third all time in most wins as a basketball coach. Also, Walter Davis passed away too. He passed away earlier today. Went to the University of North Carolina. He no, I don't have why he passed away, but passed away at the age of 69. Played in the NBA for a while. He was known as a greyhound. He was very fast, very long, lean, and could play basketball. So our prayers go out to the Knight family and to the Davis family as we during this here time. Also in sports, the NBA still kicking off their season. Their games. Check your local listings for games of your favorite team that's near you. There are games on tonight. There's a football game coming on that's on now. The game escapes me, but they're on tonight. But the big game coming up on Sunday is the Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles. This is for the NFC East, and that's going to be a primetime game. That's going to be I believe that's an 8 o'clock game on Sunday night. But I should be close to home by the time I get to that game. But check your local listings for some of the games that you might want to check out on tonight and for the weekend. And of course, you got college football is still into effect. Defending champion Georgia Bulldogs is now ranked number 2. The new polls came out, even though they're undefeated, but they are ranked number 2. So, but that's going to go change from week to week. So right now, college football is into effect. Baseball is now officially over, but you have your sports, your rest of sports, and just stay tuned. But this day in sports, November 2nd, 1934, Major League Baseball All-Star team led by Connie Mack, Babe Ruth, Jimmy Foxx, and the great Lou Gehrig started an 18-game tour against the Japanese Big Six League. Yeah, they went on an exhibition to play against the country of China. In Japan, and we don't know the results. Got to do some more research, but that was a tour that they had went. Also, in 1958, the LA Rams defeated the Chicago Bears 41-35 with a crowd of 90,833 at the Los Angeles Coliseum. As you know, the Coliseum is known for having crowds over 100,000 hours. That's where they played the Rose Bowl and other great games. 1960, New York Yankees, Roger Maris beats Mickey Mantle for the American League MVP by a mere 3 votes, 225 for Roger Maris and 222 votes for Mickey Mantle. It's supposed to be one of the closest voting for MVP. They were teammates. I think that was in the year where they was going back and forth for, that was the next year, the following year for the home run record, which Roger Maris broke. 1972, the Philadelphia Phillies wins Cy Young won 27 games. Steve Carlton won that award. He was a Cy Young Award winner when he did win 27 games, but the irony of that, his team only won 59 games. So he wins the Cy Young Award winner, winning those many games on a very bad team. They were the last place team, and he was able to win. He was a one-man pitching machine. 1974, Atlanta Braves traded Hank Aaron to the Milwaukee Brewers. That's when Hank Aaron was the home run king. He hit that famous home run early in the season. It was number 715, passing Babe Ruth. 1994, the National Football League announces the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars to the National Football League. And in 2016, the Chicago Cubs wins the World Series in 7 games. It was their first World Series in 108 years. That's a long time. That's a long gap. So congratulations to the Cubs. But that was back in 2016. Birthdays, 1945, Larry Little, NFL Hall of Fame guard. He was a football lineman. was born in Groveland, Georgia, 1958. Willie McGee, Major League Baseball outfielder, was born in San Francisco, California. And in 1964, Kevin Hogan, NFL guard, two-time Super Bowl champion. I remember him. He was a big guard. He was 6'7", 6'8", and he was part of that great Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Was born in Pacifica, California. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a beautiful night somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah, well, it's good for you because we got cold. The weather's getting kind of chilly over here where we are. So we kind of, I was going to ask you if you could send some of that weather over where you are, but I don't, you're not south, so you're someplace else on the other side. But yeah. That's great. And that Chicago, when the Chicago Cubs finally made the World Series, I was happy that they did that, because I got to see it in my lifetime. In my lifetime, I never seen the Chicago Cubs in a World Series before, except for that one time. So at least they did. At least they made it in my lifetime. 108 years. That's a that's a lot. That's a lot.
That was it back in the 19 teens, I think it was, that they had last one. I forgot the exact year, but it was in the 19 teens that took them 108 years to win one.
It could have been, So we talk about 108, and they did that 2016. So I'm not good with math.
I think it was 1908. If you do the math right.
Yeah. So, like that. But and then Bob Knight. We talk about the late Bob Knight. He was notorious about throwing chairs too. So,
but at his players, he was some kind of man. He was some kind of coach. But he's well respected.
That's what I heard.
Peers. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, boy, I got to tell you.
He even choked one of the players. Had him on video choking one of the players. Yeah.
Wow.
But before he died, he had a lot of people. A lot of his former players came and to give him honor, because he came back to Indiana for to be honored, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So when do you get back to the States?
Be back docking on Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday morning, and hopefully be back in time for Sunday Night Football.
Oh God! Oh boy! Well, listen. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I said I just can't miss my sports. I love my sports, so we'll be driving back, God willing. So hopefully we get back safely, and we'll be driving back. We dock early, 8 a.m. in the morning. Hopefully to be on the road by 9:30, and that's a ride. So hopefully we'll be back by late afternoon.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm glad you're having a lot of fun out there. Like you say, you only live once. Go for the gusto, because you only go around once. So I'm glad that you're having a good time. And enjoying the weather, because you don't have to come this way. You're still going south, so your warm weather will still be waiting for you. But right now we've got the weather's kind of getting chilly here where we are. We've got 39 degrees right now as we speak over here in New York. So yeah, I'm not going to complain about it, because I know that the weather's going to get colder as we go along. And so I'm going to have to break out the real heavy garments and just fight with the wind. Okay. I can't speak for tomorrow, but you'll be back here next week, right?
50-50 chance I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay.
More like a 60-40, close to 75% chance that I'll be back tomorrow.
All right. Well,
at a time.
Yeah, that'll be great. But we'll definitely see you back here on Talk Back Live next week.
God's willing. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, Brian, listen, enjoy the rest of it. Stay safe, and we'll see you when you get back.
All right, everybody be safe and enjoy. And most of all, you people out in the East Coast, stay warm.
Oh, I hate you. Hey, get out of here. I'll talk to you later. Oh, man, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's out there in a nice cool breeze and nice warm temperatures, and he's well, stay. Oh, boy. I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, or he's going to get it when he gets back. But I'm always glad to see him. You know, he took his time off from his vacation, and he wanted to do it. I said, "Listen, don't worry about it. Enjoy it." Now he wanted to come on the air, so you know, what am I going to do? It's his show. It's his show. You know, what am I going to do? It's his show, so he calls the shots. Anyway, you're listening, you're watching Talk Back Live. And my name is Frank Allan, and we're going to be here for the balance of the hour. We've got somewhere in the, we got 25 minutes to go in the show, a little less than 25 minutes to go. And we invite you to, you know, come along, and if you have anything to say, if you have any sports related questions, Brian is gone now, but I can relay them to him, and then we'll see. And he might be on the show tomorrow. He might. He said he might. If he's not, it's no problem, because we got everything covered. It's all covered. But if he wants to come on the show live, that's his show. What am I going to do? That's his show, you know. And so we'll catch him tomorrow either way. Other than that, we'll take care of everything for him. But anyway, we're so glad to have you aboard with us, and thank you for being along. And we've got a few things more to talk about later on in the program. We're going to give you those movies that we talked about from Turner Classic Movies. Always my picks of the week. And I'm going to add that to your bucket list of what to watch in the movies. I didn't mention the fact that actor Matthew Perry, and you already know about this, Matthew Perry, known for playing Chandler Bing on the hit TV show Friends, has died. Perry was found dead of an apparent drowning at his home in Los Angeles last Saturday. He was 54 years old. We didn't want to let that go by. And those of you who are Friends fans, you probably already know that, but, you know, we didn't get that information until, you know, because usually always something happens when it happens like early after the week, like on the weekends or something like that. We can't get the news to you until we come back on the air here, but you already knew that. You already knew that, but we just wanted to bring it out there anyway. Okay, well, it's about that time, right? It's about that time. It's about that time, and I'm talking about this day in history. So let's talk about that, right? See what we got going for this day in history when we find it. Okay, yeah, we found it. We found it. On this day in history, in 1824, popular presidential vote number 1. This is the first recorded of Andrew Jackson as he beats John Quincy Adams. On this day in history, in 1880, John A. Garfield, a Republican, elected 20th U.S. president. On this day in history, in 1936, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which is also known aka CBC, is established. On this day in history, in 1948, U.S. President Harry Truman is reelected in an upset victory over Republican candidate Thomas E. Dewey. On this day in history, in 1950, Jan Mayowitz and Langston Hughes' musical drama, The Barrier, opens at the Broadhurst Theater in New York City, and it runs for 4 performances. On this day in history, in 1953, Pakistan becomes an Islamic republic. On this day in 1954, Charles Diggs Jr. is elected Michigan's first Black congressman to the House of Representatives. On this day in history, in 1959, Charles Van Doren confesses that the quiz show 21 was fixed, and the fix is in. Back in 1966, KHSD TV, Channel 11 in Leeds, South Dakota, ABC station begins broadcasting. In 1976, Democrat candidate Jimmy Carter is elected president of the United States, defeating incumbent Republican President Gerald Ford. Walter Mondale is elected vice president. And TV documentary Scared Straight, remember that? It was narrated by Peter Falk as a controversial and questionable deterrent of juvenile delinquency. And that debuted in Los Angeles on their station KTLA TV. In 1979, Peter Schaeffer's musical Amadeus premieres in London. In 1979, that same year, Studio 54 in New York owners are arrested for tax evasion. In 1983, Thriller, the single by Michael Jackson, was released worldwide. In 1983, US President Ronald Reagan signs a bill establishing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s a national holiday. And on this day in history in 1987, George Harrison releases his album Cloud 9, and Paul McCartney releases his Great Hits album called All the Best. In 1989, the musical Meet Me in St. Louis opens at the Gershwin Theater in New York City, and it runs for 253 performances. In 1993, Christie Todd Whitman, a Republican, elected first woman governor of New Jersey. Cinderella, starring Brandy Norwood, Whitney Houston, and Bernadette Peters, premieres on ABC TV. In 2004, George W. Bush is reelected as president of the United States, defeating Democrat candidate John Kerry. In 2018, Blue Note Records releases She Remembers Everything, the 14th studio album by singer and songwriter Rosanne Cash. In 2021, former police captain Eric Adams was elected the second African-American mayor of New York. And actor Burt Lancaster was born on this day in 1913 in New York City, in Manhattan, and he died October 20th, 1994, at the age of 80 years old from a heart attack. Actor Ray Walston of My Favorite Martian was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. He died 2001. In 1920, Bill Castor, I'm sorry, got that wrong, gotta fix it right. Sportscaster Bill Mazer was born in Ukraine, and he passed away 2013. In 1931, jazz saxophonist Phil Woods was born in Springfield, Massachusetts. He passed away 2015. In 1938, singer Jay Black of Jay and the Americans was born in Brooklyn, New York, and he passed away 2021. In 1944, singer Keith Emerson of Emerson, Lake and Palmer was born in Todmorden, West Yorkshire, and he passed away 2016. On this day in history, 1952, singer Maxine Nightingale, with the big hit Right Back Where We Started From, was born in Wembley, London. She's 71 years old today. Actor David Schwimmer of Friends was born on this day in 1966. He was born in Queens, New York. He's 57 years old today. Rapper Nelly was born on this day in 1974. And he was born in Austin, Texas. He's 49 years old today. And finally, in 2006, singer Rod Stewart divorces model Rachel Hunter. And that's this day in history. If you know anything else that's happening on this day in history, we would let us know. Let us know. Just type it in there. I will see you right there on the big screen, and we'll pass it along, even though people who are here actually could see what you type in just like I can. We'll just pass it along. That'll be great. Just pass it along, because you are part of the show as well. Yes, you are. You are part of the show just as well. And again, we always like you to interact with us. If you have anything to say, please say it. I love interacting with you, and I love when I can communicate with you personally, say hello to you personally. I love when I can do that. And but if you choose not to, then that's good. That's good. But as long as you're there, and a lot of you spend a whole hour each week with us, and some can't do it for a whole hour, but whatever time you can share with us, we really would appreciate that. We enjoy it. And of course, make us your own each week. Now, for those of you who are on the shy side and don't want to get involved that way, but you still like to get in touch with me personally, well, I have a couple of pieces of information that I want to relay to you. I have an email address and a telephone number. You can get in touch with me at any time. And you can do that. I'll give you the email address first. Email address is Frank Allan Prod. That's Allan, Allan, a very important factor, because if you spell it any other way, then the email won't go through. At least I won't get it. Another Frank Allan will get it. Frank Allan, that's Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. The telephone number, if you're so inclined, is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. You may want to get in touch with me for whatever reason. You may want to talk about this show. You may want to critique the show. You may have ideas about this show that you want to implement, and we will certainly listen to you. You know, we can't guarantee you anything, but we can guarantee you that we hear you and that we will listen to you. And we take everything in consideration to improve the show, to make it go on and on and on. We love doing it. I love being here each week doing this for you. And again, you can be part of the show by, you know, implementing your thoughts and ideas. And we'll be looking forward to that. You know, we're thick skin around here. If you don't like the show, I'm not going to say don't listen to it or don't watch it. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say, you know, what can we do to keep you here with us? Because if you leave us, I'm going to miss you. All right. So my game is to say, because you hear some people say, well, if you don't like the show, go someplace else. I'm not going to do that. If you don't like the show, tell me what I could do to keep you here. That's all I need to know. I need you. I need you. We all need you. So let me give you that email address once again. It's frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number once again is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Again, that's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. I will be happy to talk to you because I will be looking forward to be talking to you. Okay, so get in touch with me as soon as you can. You know, we are 15 days away from the possibility of another government shutdown. You know that, right? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just giving to reality check here, because here in the United States here, at least, you know, we've got a new Speaker of the House. All right, now, you know, they talk about him. We already know who he is. We already know what he's all about. And what we're concentrating on right now, we'll take care of him later, but what we're concentrating on right now is getting things moving again. See, without a speaker, you can't move anywhere. You can't do anything. So they finally got themselves a Speaker of the House on the Republican side. That's Mike Johnson, and they call him MAGA Mike Johnson. All right, I'll tell you more about that later. But, you know, he's the Speaker of the House right now. And what we need him to do is concentrate on keeping the government alive, because they're running out of money. And we're 15 days away before they close it. On the 17th of this month, it's a possible shutdown. We don't want that, right? So we got to find out what we can do. Even if it means sending emails to him saying, hey, you know, we need you to work this out, get it going, do it bipartisan. You know, that's what we need. We need bipartisan. We don't need partisan here. And we want everybody to understand that this could be a setback for all of us if this materialized. And of course, there are a lot of things that are going to be shut down. All of the offices, the government offices will be shut down. You won't be able to obtain your social security number if you need one. Let's say, for instance, if you're going out for a job and you know you're going to need a social security card. I know for young people, they become of an age where they have to get a social security number. And when they get that social security number, you want to make sure you have it at hand. So when you apply for a job, they're going to ask you for a social security number. If you don't have a social security number, then we can't hire you, you know, just as simple as that. You know, and so with that being said, when the government is shut down the way we hope it won't be, that won't be possible. And a few things that will happen, though, is that if you will continue to receive your Social Security benefits. That doesn't stop. But think about the things that, let's say, single women need, single parent women need, or even single men who are single parents, right? Who are taking care of children, and they need the assistance of a babysitter or something to take care of their children. You know, that kind of fades away, that dwindles, that fades away. A lot of things fade away. And people who are working for the government, people who actually work for the government, won't be able to receive their paychecks, you know, because they're going to shut down everything. All right. So I would like to say they are not going to shut it down. I think everything is going to be all right. The last time around, when there was a possibility of the government shutting down, I was staying positive. I'm thinking to myself, you know, something, I'm thinking positive. I don't think they're going to shut this government down. And I'm going to think good thoughts about it now, that everything is going to be all right. They're not going to shut the government down. I mean, who needs it? You know, it's not good for people who work for the government. It's not good for anyone, particularly government themselves. Politicians, it's definitely not good for them, you know, because remember that the November 7th is election day, and they have to think about that. And then you have next year, 2024, which is the biggie, because we're going to be voting for a president. And who's going to be president? God only knows, you know, but make the right choice when you do that, you know. And anytime you go to the polls to vote for whoever candidate you're voting for, make sure you know something about them. It's best not to vote at all if you don't know anything about them, because you don't want to vote for the wrong person. Don't vote for the sake of voting, you know. And because if you don't know anything about the person, you don't know about their stance or what they want to do or what they're about to do, and you're just winging it, then you may vote for the wrong person, and then you'll feel sorry later. So you're going to go out and vote on the 7th. People do early voting. People have done early voting. People are doing early voting now. But the main thing is election day, which election day is Tuesday. That's November 7th, and people are going out to vote to find out, you know, what they're going to change a lot of things, especially these young people. These young people today are listening. They are listening. They're open ears, and we have to set the example for these young people, because when they see what we're doing, they're going to follow suit. And if they don't like what we're doing, they're going to tell us so. And a lot of young people are saying to the politicians, we don't like what you're doing, you know. So either you straighten it up, or we're sending you out of there. Because remember, the voting, you know, you could fight all you want, you can call names on you want, but the power is from the people, not from the politicians. You have the power. All you have to do is just a matter of a stroke of a pen. And years ago, it used to be you go into a machine and you pull a lever or something like that. It's different now. But the main thing, it doesn't matter, even if they brought that back, the main thing is that you get out and vote. If you went to one of those places where they're old-fashioned and they're still doing it the old way, go out and vote anyway. Go out and vote. You know, that's the main thing. But the main thing is know who you're voting for. And I say this, and I'm only saying this particularly because of the fact that 2024, we're going to be, that's the big day. That's the biggie. That's the biggie. That's what we have to pay a lot of attention to. So just keep your fingers crossed, and let's just hope that this situation on the 17th of November does not materialize, and then we could all get back together, and they will fund the government. And so we could all live and be. Let's see if we could stress it and get this out of the way. So we're counting on that Speaker of the House, who claims that he's going to work and he's going to make things right. He claimed that when he the first day of when he was handed that gavel. And so this is your chance. And the eyes are going to be on him too. And I say MAGA Robert Johnson. And the reason I want to go back to that, because the reason why they call him MAGA Robert Johnson is because he's a big fan of the MAGA leader, the leader of the MAGA maggots, and the cult generation, or whatever it is, 345/66 beast incarnate. inmate number P01135809. You know, he's a big fan of him. And of course, he's out to do his bidding. So before you even try that, why don't you do something to keep this situation, this government going? That's what we're talking about right now. The other things that we can take care of later. It's time for me to talk about those movies that you love so much. All of those movies, my picks of the week, coming directly from Turner Classic Movies. That's right. Now, a lot of you may be on the weekend circuit. The weekend is coming up. Before you know it, we got one more day to contend with. And when Friday hits, you know, that's when you're picking up steam and you're ready for the weekend. So what we want to do is sit back, relax, because what I want to tell you is to give you these movies of the week, because I want to add to your bucket list of movies on what to watch, just in case you might want to catch up on some old movies. So let's get started right away. Here's something going back to 1965 with Frank Sinatra, Deborah Kerr, and Dean Martin. It's called Marriage on the Rocks. It's a great comedy, and it comes on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out on this Saturday, but it's in the morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, you know? So Saturday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern, I don't know of a person who works 5 days a week, and when the weekend comes around, they're going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I think I'm the only dope that does that, because my body does that. That doesn't mean I actually get up. I might fall back to sleep, but 6 a.m. is early. So what you can do, now that you know when it comes on, you can go to your DVR and DVR it. So you can watch it at your own convenience, so you don't have to wake up that early in the morning. But some people like to wake up early in the morning Saturday anyway. But it's there for you, 6 a.m. on Turner Classic Movies. Showboat from 1951, starring Katherine Grayson, Howard Keel, and Ava Gardner. This is a classic from 1951. That's on Turner Classic Movies, and that's on Saturday at 12 noon. There you go, 12 noon. Now, that's a reasonable time to watch a movie, right? Around lunchtime, you know, everybody's up. Then again, there are some people who are still asleep. I don't know, depending, but it's there, and you can DVR it if you decided that you want to go sleep all day without waking up, and you just want to get 15 hours of sleep, which I don't recommend, but you're the boss when it comes to your body, right? So you can DVR these movies right there. So again, that's Showboat. That's 12 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. And here's another Frank Sinatra movie along with Dean Martin and Shirley MacLaine called Some Came Running from 1958. It's also on Turner Classic Movies. And this one comes on Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. There's another reasonable time. So you'll be finished with church long after that. You'll probably finish dinner long after that. And then you could watch this, sit back and relax while your food digests, and watch this great movie, Some Came Running. Now, you can go on Turner Classic Movies and scroll through the program guide, too, because there may be other movies that I didn't mention that are there for you, and I'm pretty sure they are, that you might remember and that you might want to watch. You can watch all of these movies in real time. The movies never overlap. I designed it that way. They never overlap each other, and so you could watch them all in their entirety. So if you want to get a chance to do that, check out those other movies as well. And while you're at it, while you're on demand, there are a lot of great movies on demand, free movies too, that date back to the 1930s and the 40s and so forth and so on. A whole list of them, right down the line, a whole list of great movies that you might want to get a chance to watch. There's pay-per-view movies, movies that's been in the theater already, movies that are already in the theater, but you'd rather watch them from the comfort of your own home. You pay a little more, but they're great movies, and you could watch them right there. Just pop the popcorn in the microwave and sit back and relax. Also, there's a lot of kiddie programs you can watch there on demand, and of course, documentaries, and you have Lifetime movies. See what's available on those. All the networks are there. There's a lot to choose from. And so all you have to do is just, go there and check it out. So let me give you these movies once more before we go. Marriage on the Rocks, Frank Sinatra, Deborah Kerr, and Dean Martin. That's Saturday at 6 a.m. Eastern. Showboat with Katherine Grayson, Howard Keel and Ava Gardner. Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And Some Came Running with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Shirley MacLaine. That's on Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 5:30 p.m. I hope you enjoy all these movies. They're all available for you. And I hope you like it. And I think you will. That's going to wrap it up for me. I'm going to get out of here, but I will be back tomorrow. Don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour. All right, on Sunday at 2 a.m. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Hopefully, Brian Camp will be with us. If not, we'll have it covered with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And we look forward to seeing you then for the coffee hour. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live with Brian Camp. He'll be back from his trip by then with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.